You ready, boy?
Check, Mr. 212. I'm coming back on the David Mund podcast. It's the A.D.H.Deep-Dive.
If you were to be put in the position to say my intro line, could you do it?
I don't think so.
Try it. Make it up.
Make up your intro.
What do you think that my intro is? I say it at the beginning of every single podcast.
I've heard it 1,000 times.
I know, just
I'm on the spot.
Make it up. Make it up.
Hi.
You're already off to a great start. Hello and welcome to the A.D.H.Deep-Dive, the show that's not about ADHD but is filled with proof it exists. My name is David J. Mund. I am joined by musician, actor, entrepreneur, alleged serial killer, and this United States future transportation and health and human services secretary, Alex DiCicco.
Hi.
Only
Only one of those was correct, and it's the third one.
The alleged serial
Yeah.
killer. How many people would you say you've killed?
Allegedly?
Allegedly.
Enough to make it serial.
We'll get to the meat and potatoes of it all because just as a quick aside, and maybe to directly lead the witness, we have a show coming up on Wednesday. This episode drops literally tomorrow at 6:30 in the morning, in theory, unless I'm running a little bit behind on the edit. Cadillac, Michigan, the Venue Event Center,
Yes.
Midwest Skies, Jesse Ray and the Carolina Catfish, and Once Upon a Bison.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But speaking of the meat and potatoes, the last time you were on the podcast was Thanksgiving of last year.
Was it really?
And next week is Thanksgiving.
This has got to be a tradition.
I was literally going
This
to
is a
say,
tradition.
could you please be my Thanksgiving guest going
Absolutely.
forward? Okay,
Absolutely. That's great. Love that.
Any big Thanksgiving plans this time around, or just recovering from the woes of being a rock star the night before?
Got to recover from the woes of being a moderate to severe rock star, you know? Because the storm's moving in, David. I don't know where I was going with that.
This feels like some Q thing.
Yeah, right.
The storm is coming.
The storm is coming. No, honestly, the next day I'm just going to wake up. I got 2 Thanksgivings I have to go to, which, you know, can sometimes be a pain. Yeah, I got to go to my in-laws' place, and then I got to go to my parents' place.
I will, to ask a tropish question, and this is not the substance of every podcast, but I have to ask, rank your Thanksgiving foods.
Ooh.
The things you look forward to the most.
Oh man, number 1's turkey for me.
You basic bitch.
I love me some turkey. I'm a basic white girl at heart. You know, usually before I go and get Thanksgiving dinner, I have to stop by Starbucks, get myself a caramel macchiato, 2-tone, extra blended, oat whipped milk in top of.
When you say two-toned, what does that mean?
We'll leave that one alone.
Oh, okay. Multiracial beverage.
It's so good. But no, honestly, I'd say I love me some turkey.
Shout out to the turkey.
I love me some turkey. Honestly, no, let me take that back. Number 1, deviled eggs.
There you go.
Deviled
That's
eggs,
what I'm doing.
baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. You can't have Thanksgiving. You can't have a holiday without some good deviled eggs.
Damn right.
Like if you're not deviling out on Thanksgiving, what are you doing?
What are you?
You know,
You're not an egg.
Why is it deviled eggs though?
Because I'm cursed with how much I have to eat.
That's true.
I have to eat at least 6 to 8 deviled eggs, which means about 3 or 4 full eggs.
Yeah.
Full of mustardy goodness.
You gotta have that smoky paprika.
Ooh, paprika. A little bit of. Sometimes I used to do back before I was a veggie boy. There was like bacon crumbles in the deviled eggs.
Oh,
I don't know if that makes it.
No, I like them basic. I don't need no relish in there because pickles are the worst thing on the planet. Next to Kim Jong-un.
I'm gone.
No,
Did you just say
really?
next to Kim Jong-un?
Yes. Dude, they're horrible. But number 2, turkey. Number 3, coming in hot. Give me some good old-fashioned stuffing. Straight out that turkey. I gotta have it.
Straight out the turkey.
Straight out the
turkey. Are you
turkey.
a stovetop turkey stuffing kind of guy?
I mean, I'll stuff it however it fits. You know what I mean?
And that is the Alex DiCicco guarantee.
That's right. It can be yours for the small price of $10.99. That's $10.99. Just kidding. I'm married. Anyways.
Let's pivot to Once Upon a Bison.
Let's do that. But anyways.
Okay, so the last 2 minutes of conversation has been cut due to personal information being revealed, so our bad on that one. You and I talked a little bit on the last podcast just about like musical ambitions.
Yes.
But Once Upon a Bison, this is a big opportunity to headline a local show right after being declared Cadillac's #1 live music act.
Yes, we did. We won that.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes.
Sing your own praises. I want to give you the floor here to be proud of yourself for a minute.
I'm super proud that we did it. Honestly, it came extremely unexpected. I woke up one morning and somebody sent it to me and said, hey, you guys are nominated for Cadillac's Best Band. And I was like, whoa, how did this even come to be? And I guess like I've seen it's called the People's Choice Awards.
It's the best of the best or whatever.
The best of the best, brought to you in part by the Cadillac News. And next thing you know, I'm getting DMs saying like, hey, you guys you've been nominated. There's 4 acts. And I was like, whoa. And
I gotta say, listen, I have my bias here. I love Al and I think he's an incredibly talented musician. You were among some pretty heavy hitters in that ranking.
Super heavy hitters, yeah. And that was crazy. And then next thing you know, we were nominated and we won.
You won.
I was super blown back by the amount of support that we received from the community. And, we've definitely been working our asses off, the past 8 years of us doing this. So 7, 8 years, something like that.
Which is wild.
And now, we've just... we won that, so it was really cool to see. It's something that I always thought would be cool because I've seen, different band names run through there for years, and then to see that, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think, your ambitions are for being a local act right now? Is there still the drive to be a national touring act, or have you found your sweet spot, you think?
Well, I think anybody in the position of music, that's a dream of theirs,
right.
Is to take that next step and become a national touring act. I would hate to say, no, I don't want to do that. But,
right.
At the same time, lives are busy, everything's crazy. And I just want to, honestly, I want to play for us. I want to play for ourselves, do what makes us happy. And if something like that is to come to fruition, then heck yeah, we'll run with it. Otherwise, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and keep playing and get ourselves heard. So, there is the ambition there, but at the same time, it's like we just take it day by day and play for ourselves.
That's the now. And bouncing all around the place just so we can talk. I want to focus mostly on music for this podcast, just in promotion of this show. But also, as best you can you remember the first time you picked up a guitar?
The first time, yeah. So,
or when you decide, okay, well, if you remember, then I'll let you remember.
Yeah, so the first time when I decided I wanted to play guitar I was very young, actually. I was 12 years old.
And you're an old man now.
I'm an old man. I'm 33.
At least 60.
I'm at least
33. Sorry.
33 times 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I kept begging my dad, hey, buy me a guitar. I want to play guitar. And I tried playing trombone in school.
Were you in band?
I was in 6th grade, and then I quit, and then I moved over to orchestra.
You strike me as a brass section kind of guy.
Yeah, I was the trombone, baby. Just the trombone. But, to pivot from there, I moved over to orchestra, and I played violin, and then I quit that.
Oh, okay.
And from there...
Have you retained any of that knowledge?
No, absolutely not, no.
Damn.
And then now it's fast forward to me being a freshman in college. I was like, I want to play guitar.
And you still had not?
Dream of mine. Still had not.
Really?
Yeah, no. I didn't learn to play guitar until the moment of Thanksgiving weekend, actually.
Dang.
I went to a local pawn shop in town and I picked up Jasmine.
Really?
Yeah, my first acoustic guitar.
Something you still have?
Yeah, it's in my office right now, hung up, all broken up, and she's no strings on her, but I will never not have her. Yeah.
Worn.
And but yeah, many hours were played on that guitar. I went and grabbed the guitar, and the first thing I did, I was like, I want to learn to play and sing. I took it home.
In sync?
And sing.
Play and sing.
Sorry.
My dream as a musician has been to play Bye 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 in front of a live audience.
That's right. You're tearing up my heart. But I was like, hey, I was super obsessed with reggae music at the time and smoking weed and, being a freshman in college. And I took it home and the first thing I learned was Burn One Down by Ben Harper. That was the first song I ever learned. You don't know that one?
I don't think I do.
Oh my goodness. You want me to go play it for you?
Give a little taste for our audience.
But yeah, that was the first thing I learned to play. And from there, it just kind of stuck. And I kept playing and kept playing and kept playing.
And now, here you are, Cadillac's #1 live act, headlining a show at Cadillac's #1 live music venue.
Yes, they won that as well.
Yep. Which is pretty wild, right? I feel like Cadillac had this reputation for being a place that harbored talented people, but not a lot of opportunity for them to express themselves creatively.
Yeah, there was no outlet there at all.
Right. So what were kind of like the shows that you used to play when you first got started? Were they all out of town? Were you like playing just
Oh gosh, so
backyard parties and stuff?
The first time I ever played in front of people was with me and my buddy Jake, and we played out at Coyote Crossing.
Okay.
Yeah, and
your first show was at Coyote
so
Crossing?
it wasn't a show; it was the open mic. It was the first time I played in front of anybody, and I was shitting bricks.
Of course.
I was so nervous. I was sweaty. We were the first to go on. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do. I don't know if people are going to like me. And we went up there and played a few 3-chord jams on acoustic guitar. And people were like, good job, guys. And there was 12 people. And I was
that's a crowd.
So nervous.
That's a crowd for your first time.
Yeah, it was a blast. And then honestly, it's really weird because like from there, we started Little Sketchy. And that would have been when I did my first show was with Little Sketchy. And I can't pinpoint when the first show was because we just kind of started rolling with it. And that was with the first rendition of my old band, Little Sketchy.
I remember the first time I met you, at least my recollection, and correct me if I'm wrong here, and I'll leave names out of this, was at I don't know if it was an open house. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm referencing?
Yes.
Was it an open house?
Yes, it was.
It was an open house for somebody in town. You were part of Little Sketchy. And right after you guys finished your set, one of the bloodiest fistfights I've ever seen in my life took place.
Yeah, we just left, and then that happened.
Yeah, that was...
It's crazy.
Woof.
Yeah. Actually, I take this all back now that I think about it.
Oh, the memories, they're flooding back.
Yeah, now I remember the first show. It was out
Alex is having his Vietnam memories.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
God.
it was out at a place called Cannabis Camp.
Okay, all right, that checks out.
And it was with my very first band, which was not Little Sketchy. It was actually called One Wench World. Yeah, my dad named it. So
One Wench World.
Yeah, One Wench World.
Sounds like a Renaissance fair band.
Yeah, and we played out there, and it was an all right show, I guess. My very first time playing out.
Was this
just
to more
singing.
than 12 people?
Yeah, there was probably about 24 people. So about
Okay, look at
double
that.
the amount, yeah.
So your first show was a show. Your next show was an open mic.
No, so the very first time I picked up a guitar was an open mic.
I see.
went out and played in front of people.
Okay,
and then
okay,
we
okay.
started One Wench World. But we went out there as Little Sketchy, and then it was One Wench World, and then we came back after One Wench World broke up and started the first rendition of Little Sketchy with everybody. Because Little Sketchy originally was just me and Jake as an acoustic duo.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because that all came out because he was like, hey, the name anyways, how we named the band, and he was like, how did that recording sound? I said, it sounds a little sketchy. And then it
Nice.
stuck. Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of open mics, who knows how far down the rabbit hole we could get with this, but you and I once shot the shit about what it would be like to do an open mic at a comedy
I want to.
comedy place. Is that something that you'd still see yourself doing?
Yeah, I've still been writing some raunchy jokes, but I just
Yeah?
don't know if my type of humor will land well in like an area of Grand Rapids.
It will.
You think so?
It will.
Okay.
Look, leanings aside, comedy's back.
It's back, baby.
For better or for worse, like, sure, maybe you bomb, but like your music isn't for every crowd either. Neither's
Right.
my music. Sometimes you play to crowds that like don't give a fuck about what you're playing. Sometimes crowds are gonna be like, this joke fucking stinks.
Right.
But you gotta try, right?
Have you tried it yet?
No, I really want to. I have maintained
do
that
it.
the first time I do it would be with you.
Yes, let's do it. Let's make it a plan next year after the first. Let's figure out something.
Yeah. Calendar 2025.
Yeah, from what I've understood, they give you like 5 minutes at these places, but you don't even have to go the entire 5.
Or there's like the Kill Tony, which I don't think is the dominant thing. I think that's just its own format, but like you get 60 seconds to get up there and like make someone laugh, which in and of itself is a difficult thing to do, to make someone laugh in less than a minute. But like, there's a lot of material that we could sort through, but we'd have to like write these things together so we know like what each other is gonna do, or the bit is to like make each other laugh. Because if we can get each other to laugh, like, then at least we got a laugh in the room. And if somebody hears somebody laughing, they feel encouraged that they're allowed to laugh.
It's like a plant.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, so comedy's on the books.
Yes, we were gonna do it this past summer. We were gonna, me and a few buddies were gonna go to Chicago and try it out, but that fell through because Queens of the Stone Age canceled their tour.
Oh, is that?
Thanks,
Dave.
Well, he's not in the band now, but
is it because of he had an affair thing?
No, I mean he was in one album years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there goes my ignorance. Yeah. I thought he was like a dominant force in the group. Well, shit. Not to put the pressure on your hands, but what else is going on, dude? What's life like?
Just working.
Yeah.
Yeah, staying super, super busy. In my day job, I'm not just a musician and all of those things David said.
He is mostly a serial killer.
Mostly, yes.
It takes a lot of work.
Yes, it does. It's super strenuous. But just working, staying as busy as I can. We just bought a home. You're in the home.
Yeah. Congratulations, by the way. I'll say this on air. A, this is a rad spot. B, you're a homeowner.
I am.
Like, just in general.
I'm officially a homeowner.
Have the fears of being a homeowner set in?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, what if my fucking roof starts leaking? I gotta fix that.
Yep.
What if a fire happens?
Do you dwell on that kind of stuff? Like, do you consider yourself an anxious person?
There's anxieties there for certain things in my life, but not for that. I mean, I'm just one of those like, quoting my father-in-law, it ain't broke till it's broke.
Yeah, well,
kind of people,
As a person who's chronically broke, I'm broke. And I always think about it. Well, I mean, homeowning ain't for the faint of heart.
No, it's really not. It's definitely, it was definitely an experience going through the entire process of finding the right home, signing the dotted line.
Right.
And now you are, over $100,000 in debt.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
You owe with the bank.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Plus, you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
It's great.
I would actually love that. I would love that. I did live out in the middle of nowhere, and then I was like, I want to go to Grand Rapids.
Right.
I want to be where it's all happening. Have there ever been ambitions of like big city living, or have you always?
Yeah, I lived big city living. Well, big-ish city. I lived in Lansing for a while after high school, and
big city.
I mean, that was
it's bigger than around here.
Yeah, and it's not for me.
No? Why do you think so?
I like my space. It's too cramped. People are assholes for no reason.
Sure.
And here it's like I can walk by someone and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm doing good."
Oh, yeah. I dwelled on that earlier. I was hanging out with my buddy Chris Houghton, and I found myself missing that. We were on a walk around the lake. And we do that Midwestern nice, like, hey, how are you? As soon as we cross someone, they're like, hi, how are you? That doesn't happen in like big city.
No.
Like people are looking down, or like if you talk to them, they think that you're asking them for something or soliciting them for something.
Yep.
And like, look, I love being where I'm at. I actually, like, there's a lot of opportunity where I am, and I am grateful for where I am because of the connections that I've made. But also, like, small town life is like, there's a lot to be said about it.
It's simple.
It's simple.
I'm a simple-minded person. I want to just go from point A to point B. I don't want to have to take 16 exits to get to the other side of town.
Right. The fear of simplicity for me, though, is sometimes like, it makes you feel trapped. Do you ever feel that way, or do you feel like you're more free at this point?
I am more free now because, like, I'm an hour and a half from those opportunities if I ever want to.
It's true.
Capitalize on them.
Right.
It's not like I can't go and seek out opportunities. I can still do that.
Sure.
Especially now in the way of social media, you can, get that anytime you want. So it's like, I've heard plenty of people say, hey, you need to move to a big city. There's more opportunity. And for me, it doesn't speak volumes to me. What
are some big opportunity aspirations that you have? Like, because we talked about like how being a national headlining touring act is, of course you want it, but like, is that sustainable? Is that something that you can do? What are some things within your reach that you haven't accomplished that you like are seeking out to accomplish at this point?
In my career, definitely I want to step forward in that, and I just want to make as much money as I can.
Sure.
Like, that's my aspiration.
And that is a worthwhile aspiration.
Yeah, just
to have a comfort. What is it? Not a what's the
Like a comfort blanket kind of.
yeah, but there's a phrase that or something to lean on, security, whatever. You get the gist of what I'm trying to say. But wanting money is a goal worth having.
Yeah.
I feel like, there's the trope that money is in everything, but it's a lot. Being able to pay your bills,
right,
and have a roof over your head and not worry about when the next check is going to come, that is something that a lot of people don't get. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just being cliche and tropish here, but money ain't everything unless you don't have it. Then it's something.
I've been broke. I'm still broke.
Sure.
But I'm to a point where it's like I can be more comfortable making decisions with opportunities because I can afford to do so.
Right. You're rich in life.
I'm rich in life.
Rich in friendship.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a punk house, it's a punk home. You can find this banner and others like it, as well as this silly goose on the loose hat, these etched mirrors, these custom charm bracelets, and so much more by heading to Cat and Crew, that's KATANDCREW.com, and entering the promo code Monday, that's MUNDAY, for 10% off your first purchase. Katie and Andrew, one of the first supporters of this show, have made a 10% discount available for A.D.H. Deep Dive listeners. See store for details, of course, but they've got so many cool punk home products, decor. You don't have to be a punk. That's okay. That's all right. Tattoos for your home, koozies, wall banners. On its way, soon to be released, a hot sauce. Oh my God, keep your eyes peeled for that. So again, if you want this is not a punk house, this is a punk home banner. If you want this silly goose on a loose hat, if you want etched mirrors, if you want custom charm bracelets, so much more, go to Cat and Crew, KATANDCREW.com, enter the promo code Monday, that's MUNDAY, for 10% off your first purchase. Thank you very much to Katie and Andrew for sponsoring the show. Let's get back to the podcast. Well, again, not to put the pressure in your hands, but and also, who knows if this part is actually going in. We'll find, this is how podcasts work, we'll find it.
Right.
What you got? What's on your brain? What are some things that are happening in the real world that you want to talk about?
Something that really pissed me off earlier while I was working and you were waiting on me.
Yeah, I wasn't waiting on you. I was eating Taco Bell. I ate 1,000 calories in Taco Bell before you called in a 2-minute sitting.
Felt great, didn't it?
My belly hurts.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'll be honest.
But I was sitting there at work pondering earlier, and I was just in my own head and my own thoughts. You know how that gets when you're in a circulation of just bullshit.
Doom spiral.
Mind. Yes, doom spiral. And I'm sitting there, and my buddy, he looks at me and he's like, "What's going on, man? Why do you feel so?" I can just tell you're just.
Were you wearing it on your face?
I was definitely wearing it on my face, and I was just, it was really, really fucking bugging me. And why is there a D in fridge but
Jesus
not in
Christ.
refrigerator?
Is there not?
There's not.
Oh God, you've got me. Hang on, now I gotta look this up. Man,
It drove me nuts.
of all the millions of things that I thought you were gonna talk about, I did not. Fridge. Let's ask the Google machine. Why is there a D in fridge but not refrigerator? Lame. The AI overview says the word fridge has a D in it to help with pronunciation.
Dumb.
D for dumb. Without the D, people might not know how to pronounce the word. So we're going to say frig, frag, frige.
Come on.
Man.
It's dumb. You see what I'm saying? And another thing, David, that gets my this is the stuff that runs through my mind.
Yes, now that I know.
People think that I sit there and think about life's, impending doom and stuff. I don't. I sat
Brag
at work.
about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But for me, it's just dumb things that come to my mind. You can spell every letter.
You can spell every letter.
A-Y-E. A, B, B-E-E, C, S-E-E, X, E-X, Q, Q-U-E. How the fuck, or C-U-E if you wanted. Excuse me. How the fuck do you spell H?
A-Y-T-C-H?
That's not a word. You need an actual word to spell this.
Oh, you're saying you can spell letters with words.
Yes, you can. Every letter you can have something associated with a word there that is that letter. I-E-Y-E. Q-C-U-E. How do you spell H?
Uh-oh.
That's the stuff that runs through my head, David.
If you're a new listener, this is the A.D.H. Deep Dive, the show that's not about ADHD, but is filled with proof it exists. And
Yes.
this is living proof of that.
Yeah. So I have it. And I have yet to be diagnosed. And this is the stuff that drives me insane.
Well, listen, there's something to be said about that being the stuff that you dwell on.
Yes.
And that that's pretty freeing if that's your biggest worry.
But it drives me insane.
Look, would you rather live thinking about the inner workings of life and death and stress, or the subtleties of how the English vocabulary fails us from time to time?
I don't know, man.
There's big differences.
You get in this mind sometimes, it's like, okay, do I bash my head on the wall over this, or do I just leave it alone?
You certainly could, and it sounds like you did because you wore it on your face.
I did, yes.
Let's see.
Sorry, but that's what's going through my mind. Hopefully that makes it.
This whole episode is cut. This episode is over. I was looking for like random news type of stuff and things that we could talk about. Not like politics and whatever, but like you strike me as a Reddit guy.
Yes.
Are you a Reddit guy?
Yes.
Or have you gone down any rabbit holes recently of like your new favorite threads, subreddits?
Recently, no.
Yeah?
Not really. I do like shower thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
You got any big ones besides how to spell H?
Not off the top of my head, I don't. But there are some really good ones in there that you can find sometimes. They can take you places where you haven't been before.
All right.
In your mind.
Well, let's pivot back to the show. Huh?
Yeah, let's do that.
So, if you were to label yourself as a genre, Once Upon a Bison, what would you categorize yourself as?
See, that's such a hard question.
Talked about that on the radio show today. It's like, first of all, what even is a genre anymore?
Right.
It's all about how you appear on stage.
Honestly, if we could place it into three categories, I'd say.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Gross.
I know. It's
burping on my podcast.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Anyways.
All right.
I'd say psychedelic rock
Okay.
for sure is in there. Stoner rock, maybe?
Okay.
Some stoner rock. And then
If you're stonery enough, you just become psychedelic.
that's true. That's true.
Venn diagram.
And I would, and just rock in general, hard rock. We're a rock band. We're a rock band.
Yeah.
We're a rock band. I mean, that's the only way I could put it, I guess. It's so hard because we play such a gamut of different genres, aside from just, our covers. Like, all of our songs are different. We have some songs that have reggae in there. We have some that have just straight psychedelic rock. We have some that have metal influences, rap influences, hip hop. Like, we're kind of all over the place, which I love.
Right.
Because I love not to have to put ourselves into a box. Because once you're in a box, you're kind of like a mime trying to get out.
Yeah. And for marketability, there's this struggle of like, well, can we fit you on the bill here? It's like, well, people might enjoy us just because they don't. Like, so let's talk a little bit about what it was like to book this show in general, because like there are three very distinct sounds on this bill.
Yes.
You would consider yourself stoner, psychedelic, rock.
Mm-hmm.
What would we call Jesse Ray and the Carolina Catfish? Like
They are
rockabilly.
Like rockabilly 50s style,
Yeah.
Super
And then
dirty rock, I'd say as well.
And then Midwest Guys, which is like pop punk, alt rock. We've got a couple of
That
rocky
Midwest, I'd say.
Midwest
pop
emo.
punk. Yeah.
A little bit of that. Look, obviously, I think your answer is yes, because we put this show together in the first place. But like when you sign up for an experience to go see live music, like, do you appreciate seeing multiple genres together, or do you like? I mean, that's like the festival mindset, right?
Yes.
It's like I go to see multiple different acts with multiple different genres because I'm not hungry for just one thing.
Right. So that's why I kind of, because I was the one that put this all together with the choice of the bands and stuff, and that's why I did it. We do a lot of festival stuff with my band and lots of different genres. You'll see Americana to pop to DJs to hip hop to metal, all over the place. And like that's, kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to appeal to, everybody that can show up to the show, not just like, hey, we're showing up just to watch a rock show today.
Right.
You know, I want everybody to be able to, you know, maybe have some nostalgia hit.
Do you get more anxiety? And I know that you're pretty comfortable on stage, but like, do you get more anxiety playing to people you know or people you don't?
People I don't.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think so.
I think I feel the exact opposite, but I want you to maybe explore that a little bit. Like,
yeah.
what do you think that
people
is?
I don't know, I'm like, okay. I mean, if you know, people I do know, they know what to expect. You know, they know how we are. We're goofballs, you know, but when we get outside of that realm of people that we know, it's like, is this venue going to like us? Are they going to want us back? You know, like when we're playing in front of a group of people that we know, it's like, okay, I know how to tug on their heartstrings.
Sure.
You know, I know how to get them going. I know how to make them scream. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know if you were making a gross joke.
But yeah, you know, that's it for me.
I feel sort of the opposite, and to people who are listening who do authentically love me and appreciate me, I appreciate you for appreciating me and loving me. However, I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. You know, maybe my daddy didn't hug me enough when I was young. I don't know. But for some reason, I fear playing to people I know. Oh, and this is really weird and paranoid, and this is maybe psychotic behavior, but I fear... Oh, it's a pen. I thought you were busting out a harmonica.
This isn't psychotic, David. I'm a serial killer.
That's right.
Allegedly.
I fear, for no rational reason, that people who claim they enjoy me secretly are just waiting to watch me fail so that they can prove themselves right about everything they've ever thought about me.
Imposter syndrome.
It's imposter syndrome, but I don't feel that in front of people I don't know. Like, I don't really care about the people I don't know. I mean, I do care about them, but like, I'm not worried that they won't like me, because if they don't like me, I didn't know them anyway. Like, I don't have to see them tomorrow. But there's something about like playing to people I know who I've known for a long time that like, I feel like I'm trying to prove something to them, but I'm probably just trying to prove something to me that like, I'm good. I'm worthy of your love.
I promise.
And if I don't, like to be very candid with you, I am very nervous about Wednesday's show because it will be the first time I'm playing to not mostly people I know, but a good percentage of the audience will be people I know that I haven't seen in 10 years, maybe more. And like, I worry that they're gonna find out I'm a fraud. Or it's gonna be confirmed to them that I'm a fraud. I know.
David Mund.
I know. Listen, I'm just trying to touch on the realities, man.
You're a saint. You're a gem.
I don't know about that.
You're a diamond in the rough.
Well,
you're a needle in a haystack, David.
All right.
People are gonna love you.
I believe that.
And if they don't, that's on you, I guess.
That's my fault. It's because I suck.
Fuck them.
I know you know, but we put out a show the other day that or a video the other day that I was trying to use as like me kind of saying exactly what I'm saying now. It's like, you know, this is my first time playing my hometown in 10 years. I'm really anxious because like, what if they think I suck? And then James responds saying like, but David, like, you do suck. So this is just another show. And that's a bit, like, that's obviously a funny haha, but there's also like there's some truth to that. Not in that I suck, but it's like, so what, right? Like, so what if I do suck?
Remember earlier when I said I like to play for me?
Yeah.
That's the kind of mindset I go into with almost every show.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're up there, we're doing it for ourselves more than anything. Like, at the end of the day, we're, you know, in my band, for instance, we're 5 dudes that do this in a room all the time with each other. Now we're just outside of that one room doing the same thing that we always do. Like, who cares?
Do you believe that you're talented?
I don't know. See, that's a hard one for me. I'm my own worst critic, you know, super bad. Like, people tell me all the time, you're great. We love what you do. Like, you're an amazing vocalist. You're a great guitarist. But like, I think I suck.
Do you actually think you suck?
I do.
See, that's what I'm saying, though. It's like,
I feel like people give me more credit than I deserve sometimes. But at the same time, everybody's their own worst critic. And like, You know, you see people that are at the highest of levels doing this, and they're like, no, I'm not. I'm just having fun. I'm not that great.
There's also this like, look, we talked about it just a minute ago, like the Midwest nice of it all, where like, you know, maybe they do think I suck, but they're not going to tell me that. They're going to tell me that I'm talented in the same way that I would. If I was in front of someone who I care about, who I love, who actually genuinely sucks, am I going to tell them I think they suck? No. I'm going to tell them, you're so good, man. Keep it up. Which, by the way, you're so good, man. Keep it up.
I appreciate you, David. Thank you. Thank you.
Really, you suck. But no, like, I think that's where, call it imposter syndrome, call it anxiety, whatever, where it's like, okay, yeah, like you're telling me you think I'm good, you're telling me you think I'm talented, and I appreciate you for that. But how could I know that you mean that? Because I do feel loved and supported. That's why I don't feel loved and supported. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna make a Facebook post and be like, everybody bring David his flowers.
No,
literally.
No.
And everybody's gonna show up
that.
with fucking bouquets.
One of them's gonna be like, what's that poison one? Lily of the Valley. They're all gonna come to. I could not handle that. There's actually this. You listen to the Matt and Shane Secret podcast.
Yes.
We don't necessarily need to go down that rabbit hole. Yeah, same.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Depending on who's listening, maybe. They have Steve Gerben on from time to time.
Yes.
Gerbies.
He's been great.
And he's a great guest. But also Shane.
He fucks.
Shane. Gerbies fucks. Yeah.
Gerby fucks.
Shane mentioned something about like, I cannot wait to get you on like Jimmy Fallon or Stephen Colbert to watch you like, oh God, like nervously collapse. And Steve Gerben found out that the way that he could get Shane, because Shane is like, he's like a nice bully to his friends. He bullies his friends in a way that's like, is uplifting, but like he wants to see his friends succeed. And Steve Gerben said that his response is like, okay, well, I'm just going to tell people how much I love you and how much I care about you and how much you've supported me. And immediately Shane was like, stop.
Don't fucking do that. Knock it off.
That's exactly what gets me. It's like, I am so here to uplift my friends and bring them along for the ride on my creative opportunities. But the second someone says like, give it up for David, it's like, fucking stop.
I'm not here.
They're looking at me right now.
I'm the same way.
And I just don't know when people do that for me. Again, this is psychotic behavior. This is what I was going to therapy for. Like, let's be very clear. This is not acceptable. But sometimes, and maybe this is projection, and I hope it's not projection because I want to be an authentically good guy. But like, if someone is praising me, and I don't mean that you would do this or that you are doing this, it's like when I get this praise, it's like, are you doing this for you though? Like, it makes you look like, not you, Alex, but like you, a random person, it makes you look like a good guy to talk about how good of a guy I am. I don't know why I can't authentically believe someone when they tell me I'm good. I don't know what that is.
You're your own worst critic, as I said.
Right. But why? Why?
It's because we live in here 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, inside of our own minds. So you only have you to think about for the most of the time. You know, are you making the correct decision? Or, you know, is what I'm about to say, is it okay?
Right.
You know, you're never...
It's prejudging the things that I'm about to say.
Exactly, yeah. Preconceived thinking.
Mm-hmm. But why? Why, man?
Let's ask the Google machine. Why do I suck?
Hey, Siri, why do I hate myself? I'm sorry you're feeling that way. Talking to a friend or family member might help. If you want me to call or text someone, just ask.
Oh, wow. Just kidding.
You know what she also says? Hey, Siri, what's my nickname? Yeah, so her opinion doesn't matter much.
What? Do you just play that and beat off at night?
Often. I'm glad you got to experience that.
That was great. Oh my God. And I'm stoned, so it like made it so much better.
I'm going to pause real fast.
Let's talk about your struggles with vaping nicotine, Dave.
Let's talk vices, buddy. Well, first of all, when I sat down, I saw that you were puffing on the old THC.
Yeah.
But you don't know nicotine.
the heck?
No nicotine these days, or rare nicotine.
So I'm a zinner.
A midnight.
Yeah.
I'm a sinner.
I'm a zinner.
I'm a sinner.
So I use Zins. I actually just stopped vaping. Excuse me.
Do that motion again.
I actually just stopped vaping.
Okay. Yeah. So I thought.
Sorry. Literally 2.5 weeks ago.
I maybe just shook my head and like, yes, but not processed that it was 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Do you feel the symptoms of nicotine withdrawal?
No.
Because I guess you are still getting some nicotine.
Yeah. For me, I'm super weird when it comes to things. I can just like stop them.
Yeah.
I guess like my next thing is I'm going to stop the pouches very soon.
Yeah. Were you ever a dip guy?
Yes.
How long?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking about that.
From like 16 until probably 21.
Okay, all right. That's a good window to do.
And then I
it,
started smoking cigarettes at 18 as well. So I was dipping and smoking cigarettes. Many a nights with, big old chaw in my mouth and smoking a cigarette.
See, that is the one vice that I did not get into, and I'm really happy for. The pouches or tobacco or dipping, in general. Definitely, I mean, the first time I had a cigarette was when I was like 11 or 12 because my parents smoked basic menthol ultralight 100s.
Yes.
And I used to steal 1 or 2 out from each of their packs. So I had 4 for the week. So I had my own ones. And then, of course, you start stealing more. And then they started rolling cigarettes. But they were never like dip people. Were your parents dip people?
No.
Okay.
They smoke cigarettes.
They smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, Marlboro, menthol, full flavor, 100s, baby.
Oh, menthol. Oh.
Yeah, until the blacks came around.
Ooh, Marlboro Blacks.
The Marlboro Black. The way I just said that could have been really bad. By the way.
There's the clip.
Sorry. Marlboro Blacks.
Menthol until the blacks came around. There's your minute.
Yes.
There's your stand-up.
Yes, I'm going to write that down.
I'm actually,
Where's my phone?
I'm putting that down for you.
Yes.
I'm sorry if you're listening, people. Menthol till the
Oh, man.
Dude, we're gonna have to talk on air about that because that's actually a funny, that's a funny misleading bit.
Yes.
We'll get back to the nicotine and cigarette conversation of it all, but there's a famous Norm Macdonald bit where he wanted to make the punchline to his jokes the same as the setup for the jokes. So like there was this guy, let's say that I don't even remember exactly. Well, actually, let's ask the Google machine. Hey Siri, what is a yippie?
Here's some info about Youth International Party.
Youth-oriented countercultural political party. The light just fucked up. It was a political movement.
It didn't move though, so that's a point.
Let's say you were part of this political party. Your name was Alex DiCicco.
Yippee! I think I know what you're talking about.
The bit.
Yes.
Well, the joke was he reads it on air and he goes, "Yippee!
Yeah.
Alex DiCicco died today."
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That was on
that
SNL.
reads, "Yippee! Alex DiCicco died today." Anyways, so the cigarettes of it all. Well, I don't know if this is putting you in a tricky position. When's the last cigarette you smoked?
Oh, the last cigarette I smoked I enjoyed with my buddy Cody when I was super drunk.
Can you resist that urge now?
Oh, absolutely. Probably August.
Okay. All right. A few months back.
I have a few cigarettes a year. It's usually when I'm hammered drunk and I'm like, "Give me a cigarette." And they're like, "No, buddy, you're going to fucking get hooked to cigarettes again."
Are you friends with Macho Man Randy Savage?
Maybe.
Alex, no, you can't smoke the cigarettes.
You can't have no cigarettes, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Cigarettes will cast you down. Anyways, but yeah, no, I can easily just smoke a cigarette. And every time I've smoked a cigarette since I've quit smoking cigarettes 8 years ago, it's always disgusting. And I complain the entire time.
Yeah. I'm
like, this is gross. How did I do this? But I'll smoke the whole thing and immediately go, if I'm home, brush my teeth and use mouthwash. And I'm like, I'll like use soap. And I'm like, why did I do that?
I remember when I was a kid, before I started smoking cigarettes, I was the kid that smelled like cigarettes because it was right in that like late 90s, early 2000s when people were starting to quit. So like not everybody was smoking cigarettes where it was, I mean, in the 70s and 80s, fucking everybody was smoking.
Right.
And the smoking sections and non-smoking sections were just becoming, you can't smoke in our business, which isn't that wild that we remember smoking in non-smoking sections?
Dude, I was a part of the last year of that when I was in Lansing. I was able to smoke a cigarette at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you still smoke in a casino?
No.
Interesting.
No. Yeah.
I'm sure people are vaping in there,
Since
though.
COVID, they've banned it all, dude. COVID ruined cigarettes in casinos, dude.
COVID, ruined
Fuck you, COVID.
ruined a lot of other stuff too, but the casino smoking.
That's
was
the
a big
worst
deal.
thing.
You're right. The worst thing that happened during that pandemic was I can't smoke a cigarette in a casino anymore.
I used to go to casinos, I'd go there with a big old fucking fat stogie and just smoke a stogie.
Yeah, you have a big phallic obsession. For the video viewers, you're getting a real glimpse into Alex's inner psyche.
Hey, there's nothing going on up here
Oral fixation,
other than you can spell every letter
except H.
except for H.
Yeah, but no, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. We're not going back there, man.
Hold my hand, man.
Yeah, I remember the first cigarette I smoked was my parents' basic Marlboro Ultralight 100s. The last cigarette I smoked that I was buying was, and this is controversial, but Camel Crush Blues.
Ooh, yikes.
Starts menthol, gets even more menthol.
Ooh, yikes.
I love that thick throat it gives you.
The first cigarette I smoked was my freshman year of college.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty old.
Yeah, I was 18 years old. And I
got you late.
ran out of chew. And I was just...
So you were dipping before you were smoking?
Yes.
That's insane.
I started dipping when I was 16 at football camp.
No.
Yeah. My buddy was like, you ever dipped? We're in all right, the weird part is we're in the showers. And he's like, you ever dipped? If you're outside of the shower and you hear that?
Get out. Run, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, no. And he was like, here. And he tossed me his can of Grizzly Wintergreen Long Cut. And I said, how much do I take? He said, a big old pinch. So I took some and I threw it in my mouth. And I had my head against the shower wall.
It zonks
the
you out.
water coming down on me. Completely in my shower suit,
Your shower suit.
which is nothing.
Oh, I was going to say you were afraid to be
And-
naked?
Yeah, no, I was naked. And I'm just laying there on the wall. And it was the greatest feeling ever.
It's the original-
I was like, oh my God.
The original
Yeah.
fentanyl lean.
Yes, yes. But, fast forward to college. I run out of dip. I go outside, and my roommate, Zach, one of my best friends to this day, was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm walking to Speedway. He's like, you're drunk. Yes, I was 18 and drunk. I don't condone anybody.
So what?
doing
I can
that.
serve in the fucking military if I'm 18.
But anyways, he's like, you're not walking over there. You're drunk. And I was like, yeah, I am. And he's like, just have a cigarette. And I was like, I don't want a cigarette. That's gross.
Oh, you were convinced
Yeah.
to smoke a cigarette because you were too drunk to go
Exactly.
get dip.
Yeah. And he's like, no, trust me. Have a cigarette. So he handed me a Newport 100
Ooh,
menthol.
all right.
I lit it up, and it was heaven. The next day, I went to the store. I bought Newport 100 lights,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
brought them home. That pack was so gross. It lasted me for like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And then immediately after that was gone. I went and bought Newports, and I was hooked. And then I smoked Newports for like a year, and then I was like, menthols are kind of gross. And then I switched up to Marlboro Reds, baby.
Yeah,
Them
I would say that's
cowboy
probably
killers.
the most popular around here.
Yeah.
Marlboro Reds. Oftentimes you're seeing people, I don't know if that's the universal truth, but where I grew up, around East Parts, Marlboro Reds was like the go-to.
Yes.
I remember, and maybe I'm breaking some law, maybe I broke some laws here, and I'm implicating people as in part of this law-breaking nonsense, but I was convinced to stop smoking cigarettes when I lived out in New York City because the packs that I bought here that were $8.50, something like that, out there were like $16.
Yeah, super expensive.
And so my parents, God bless them, they shouldn't have, A, because well, what the fuck is wrong with me? And B, because of, for what I'm about to say, obvious reasons. They would send me care packages in the mail. I would Venmo them, and they'd send me like I don't know, 10 to 20 packs of cigarettes
Oh,
in the
hell
mail.
yeah, dude.
So that I could walk around with Michigan priced. And some of the early days of me being out in New York City was selling cheap cigarettes.
Hell yeah.
Michigan prices in New York City because they were like 16, 17, 18 bucks.
$10 a pack.
Yep. I make $2 on the pack. I would get 20 packs.
That's what you call a hustle.
Damn right.
Dave's a hustler, baby.
But
Just
like,
want you to know.
you'd think about drug dealing. You don't think about legal nicotine cigarettes, but it's like interstate trafficking of cigarettes.
When I was in Lansing, you could go to this little corner store. It was owned by some Indian dudes. Yeah, and you'd walk in there and you'd go up to the counter and say, hey, how much for a Lucy? And they would have
the singles?
Singles
Dope.
that they would, take out of packs and sell them, which I don't think was legal.
Definitely not.
50 cents.
Because you'd have to pay for cash.
Yep, 50 cents a cigarette. You could get some of them for a little cheaper depending on what they were. But yeah, you'd go in there and be like, yo, 50 cents, let me get 3 or 4 of them cigarettes if that's all you had.
It's gross that we went to those lengths to smoke disgusting nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I remember being the kid that smelled like cigarettes. The time I knew I was the gross kid, look, a lot of people still smoked cigarettes. I wasn't the only kid that smelled like cigarettes, but it was for some class dress-up day or whatever where I was supposed to dress fancy. And so I was wearing a tie, but the tie kept getting loose, and I wasn't very good at tying a tie. And so my physics teacher came up and was like, let me help you tie this tie. And as he ties my tie, he goes, oof. And I remember that, like, psychologically, like, seeing him like, oof. Do your parents smoke cigarettes? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, buddy. And I'm like, no, I'm the stinky kid.
Oh,
no.
I had that too.
That like burrows itself into my mind. Now I like over shower, I over clean. And look, at that point I was like, well, great. Now I'm going to smoke cigarettes.
Right.
Because if I'm already going to smell like cigarettes, I live in my parents' house. Might as well do it myself. I had some from time to time, but at that point I was like, I'm in. I'm hooked.
Give me more.
Yeah. But I never got into dip. Thank
Want
God.
to?
Yeah, you want to do some skull?
Yeah. That's skull, baby.
I would like 50% more fiberglass to get it.
It's good. I love me a good dip once in a while.
I think
I have like one a year.
I don't think I've ever tried it, but the first time I saw someone dip, they were like, they got sick.
Yeah.
They they swallowed it.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, rookie mistake. I'm sure that kind of shit happens all the time, but like,
See, my uncle, before he passed away, always had skull wintergreen.
Yeah.
And I just remember him just all the time.
Yeah.
Dude.
And the spit cans. Never even thought about that.
Dude. Spit cans. Speaking of spit cans.
Uh-oh. I can already see where this is going.
Yeah, paid my buddy $20 in college, and I had a McDonald's medium-sized cup filled almost to the top. No. I gave him $20, and my other roommate gave him $10. So for a total of $30, he chugged the whole thing.
Oh,
It was great.
Alex,
It was
why?
great. It was content before we had great cameras.
That is true. Content,
Yeah,
just
was a
doing
flip
it for
phone,
the bit.
My Altel flip phone. I was like, let's go, dude. I got 45 seconds here. Hurry up.
$30 in college.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot of money
to
in
drink
college.
not just someone's old dip, but their spit.
Yeah. And multiple people spit too, probably, because it probably wasn't just mine. We all dipped in the house. Don't puke on me, David.
All right. Well, now the onus is on you. Let's talk about this show one more time.
Let's do it.
All right. What do we got?
We've got fridges
No.
with no sorry.
No. The Venue Event Center show.
Yes. November 27th.
This
Wednesday.
if you're listening Monday or Tuesday.
Yes.
And if you're listening Wednesday, today.
Yes. November 27th, $15 a ticket.
Or $10 pre-sale? Or is it 15
No, it's
pre-sale,
15.
$20 at the door?
I'm not sure.
I also said don't quote me on the radio show that I did.
Yeah.
So
I think it's 15 across the board. 15 a day of the show, $15.
I think
Either way.
I'm gonna look right now to confirm, but I'm pretty sure. Wow, excuse me. I'm pretty sure that it is $10 in advance, $15. But you know what?
No, it's 15 right now.
It's 15 right now.
Yes, it's 15 and the day of 15.
All right. This guy sounds like he's confident.
So, anyways, rewind.
It's $15 no matter what.
November 27th, the Venue Event Center, $15.
In what city?
Cadillac, Michigan.
Right.
In Cadillac, Michigan, $15.
Right.
Heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters.
Super heavy hitters. Such as Midwest Guys.
Never heard of them.
I have.
Oh, are they good?
Great band.
All right.
Drummer kind of sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Jesse Ray and the Carolina Catfish. Coming out. Jesse Ray, the Carolina Catfish.
Also Grand Rapids, right?
Also Grand Rapids.
Yeah, right on.
Yes. And then
Cadillac's own.
Cadillac's
number one live music act.
Cadillac's number one live music act.
Featuring the very talented.
Me.
Alex DiCicco.
I don't know about the talented part.
I do.
Once Upon a Bison.
That's right.
Yes. I can't wait. It's going to be a fun time. Once Upon a Bison, drummer kind of sucks too. But either way.
He's not listening.
No, he
doesn't
it's a jab. But yes, I can't wait. It's going to be a fun time.
Do you want to on air set expectations, or do you just want to go into it?
Oh, we're just going to go into it, man. We're going to go play expectations. Oh, yeah, set expectations for the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun fucking time.
Right.
Either you gear up or get the fuck out, dude.
Don't leave. Please don't leave.
Well, don't leave.
Stay for all the bands.
Yeah.
Come early.
Yes.
Because, look, I know it's
Show up at 7.
No.
Well, no, I'm saying be there. Doors open at 6.
Show
be
up
there
at 6.
7 o'clock, be there. Stay for all of the bands. If you come and support a live music venue, you need to support everybody who is there, everybody who is involved.
Look, I know that the person I'm talking to isn't watching this, but you know who I'm talking to. When you come to see live music, you show up for all the bands, you stay for all the bands, you support all the bands. I'm gonna back away. I can feel myself getting angry. Look, I'm very grateful for this opportunity. This is the first time we've ever been able to hit the stage live together.
Yes.
Isn't that insane?
For as long as we have known each other.
Which has been, at this point, 13 years probably.
I think
I met you when I was 17.
Yeah.
I'm a 30-year-old now.
Yep.
And you're 66? Is that what
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever 33 times 2 is.
Fuck, dude, you got me doing math?
46, I think, or something.
Yeah, or I think it's 59.
74?
59.
103.
Yeah.
Cadillac High School, baby. Lake City.
5th-year senior at Lake City High School, baby. Midwest Guys, Jesse Ray and the Carolina Catfish, Once Upon a Bison at the Venue Event Center, November 27th, the day before Thanksgiving, the biggest bar night of the year. For some reason, I don't really know why. Why do you think that?
It's because when everybody comes home, they want to go to the bar.
Word.
They want to see each other.
Word.
They want to go out. They want to have some drinks. They want to fuck. You know?
You and I'll fuck.
Oh, we're fucking.
No question.
We're fucking hard.
I'm going to bend you over this bison.
That's all right.
Give you a piece of my... So anyway, the Venue Event Center, Cadillac, Michigan. What else you got going on that you want to plug? Anything?
That's about it. I mean,
taking a little break from live music after that? You got some shows coming up?
Yes, we are. We're actually going to take a break. We're going to take a long break, a hiatus. We're done after this. Absolutely done. That's when we're going to save it until Wednesday, but we're done, dude.
He's doing a bit. He's doing a bit here.
Yeah, I am doing a bit. We're gonna be done doing live shows for a while. We're gonna get into recording.
Nice. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yes, get everything done for the album that we want to put together. You know, release some singles, get some new artwork out there. We're gonna have new merch.
Nice.
At this show.
You are?
Yes.
Sweet. We're also going to have
merch.
some merch. We'll talk about Midwest Guys.
This hoodie is available.
That's not a hoodie, that's a hat.
Or this beanie is available.
The one off of your dome or ones like it?
This one can be available if you want it. It's going to cost a little bit extra, though. It's a little sweaty.
Okay, all right.
But my sweat costs money.
I'm following the logic.
Yeah. But they're nice. They're fleece lined. These will be available. We're going to have new like keychains available, some posters available. We're hoping to have our hoodies So our hoodies are going to be hopefully available that day. There was a pretty big printing issue when they did them, but
We just had the same issue.
yes, we're like, dude, please have these hoodies available because the design is sweet and they are fucking awesome. And I
dope.
would love for everybody to have one of these hoodies. And it's not even this design. It's
Oh,
a
it's
design.
not?
No, it's a design you haven't seen yet. It's a design that is brand new.
Do I get to see when we're off the air?
Yes, you can.
Okay, good.
And it's very eye-catching, and I think people will enjoy them.
Dope.
So
So check out Once Upon a Bison, obviously. Cadillac's #1 live music act. Shut the fuck up, I'm talking.
oh yeah, you're right.
Jesse Ray and the Carolina Catfish, also out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Check out Midwest Skies. Go to MidwestSkiesRock.com. We've got 2 more shows after this one. We've got, so this Wednesday, obviously Cadillac, Michigan, my first hometown show in almost or over 10 years. Then we're playing Bay City on Saturday with Lemire and Doogie at the Coven. And then December 17th, we've got our Christmas show at Turnstiles in Grand Rapids. A whole bunch of bands that for some reason I don't feel confident saying all the names because I'm probably wrong about some of them. And then we are also taking a small live show break to do a little bit more writing and recording. But hey, may you have a merry Thanksgiving and also Christmas. And be sure to head to Cat and Crew, KATANDCREW.com. Enter the promo code Monday. That's MUNDAY for 10% off your first purchase.
Can you say that all one more time?
KATANDCREW.com. Enter the promo code Monday. That's MUNDAY for 10% off your first purchase. MidwestSkiesRock.com. Check out Peach Rings. Check out Once Upon a Bison. Give Alex all the love in the world. Hey Siri, what's my nickname?
You'll need to unlock your iPhone
You
first.
bitch. I love you guys. And I'll see you next time.
Love you guys. It's Turkey Boys.
Turkey boy! Turkey boy!